Hello and welcome to episode 10 of the Forum podcast, recording live in the Sony Computer Entertainment Europe canteen because all the meeting rooms were booked. Yeah! I am the host at Serum Lake, and today I am joined by LordRoss.
Hello, hello.
And our special guest.
I don't think special is the right word.
It's Joey Dale from nDreams.
Hello.
So first things first, as we always start when we have a guest on the show, we ask the important question. Joey Dale, who the hell are you?
Oh God, who am I? So, as Serum kindly said, I am from nDreams. Obviously, some of you may know us from a lot of stuff in PlayStation Home. We've just released Continuum this week, and that's probably the main reason I'm here, is to try and do the marketing stuff of come and play it and why you should play it. So, that's who I am.
Wonderful. Okay, well that was actually much quicker than our usual guests. They do
I don't like talking about myself.
Oh dear.
That's the thing. No.
Oh dear. This could be a problem then, couldn't it?
Myself, I have other things to talk about. That's absolutely fine.
LordRoss, what's going on with you? What have you played recently?
I've been playing Far Cry 3.
Oh, have you now?
Yeah, I've been really impressed with that game actually. I mean, I'm not really a kind of person who goes around doing side missions and stuff, but on Far Cry 3, that's exactly what I do, so you know.
What are the sort of side missions on offer? I mean, is it compelling stuff or is it just...
Well, not really doing side missions. I mean, there are doing races and whatever, but
yeah.
I mean, I just tend to, can I say fannying about?
You can say messing around.
Muck about, yeah. But so when you've got to go to a main objective, you can't see where you're going until you get a radio transmitter.
Yeah.
So once you get that, then you can see the map, then you can see where the baddies are. But then once you got that, you can also see where the base is of the baddies. And if you can wipe out those guys, then you can do your mission.
Okay.
So I just tend to, crawl around. You've got these animals, you've got like tigers roaming about. So you can really sink into it and just get lost in a nice little sandbox sort of game.
So, have you killed many tigers?
No, I don't refuse to kill a tiger. Don't kill tigers.
So what do you do if one comes at you? Do you run away?
I get in the car.
Oh, you get in the car and drive off?
Wait for it to leave.
Lock the door, wind up the windows, chuck out some snacks, hoping it'll eat it and go away. Yeah. Okay.
I did walk past a tiger and it yawned and, I thought, oh, what's going on here? And then it went away.
Have you had the bit in there when you're walking around and you get to a base and you're just kind of scoping out, you're trying to see what's there, and then all of a sudden you hear this rumble behind you, and you turn around and you just get mauled by the amount of times it's happened when there's bears around, and I've got my bow and arrow just kind of pulled, and then I just get attacked by a bear. It's not fun. That's what I love about Far Cry.
You used a bow and arrow, have you?
Yeah.
I bought one and I'd never used it because I wasn't very good at shooting with it.
I use it for when you're doing the bases. I'll scout out around what's outside the bases, have a look what's inside. If there's a caged animal in there, you just one bow at the front door, bow and arrow at the front door. It'll open it for you, and that's just my favourite time with that game. Is just taking out.
What I do is I get the old camera out, I tag everyone as much as I can, and then you can see where the snipers are. But I've got quite expensive sniper, got all the things for it, but I tend to crawl up to the sniper, break his neck or whatever, and then get his gun and his ammo, and then just hunt around and if there's a cage with a bear, let that out.
Yeah.
And take off anyone else.
It's a great game.
I really enjoy Far Cry 3.
I haven't had a chance to play it. I've had it since launch, but I just haven't had the time to play it, which you're actually making me upset talking
really
about it.
Well, I haven't played online on it yet.
No.
I know Visitor's always on there.
Yes, we have a Wednesday weekly game night, don't we? At 8 p.m.
Yep.
Yes, we do.
that was a yep, do we? Yes, you do.
We do. In fact, they played last night, didn't they?
I think so.
I know they did because I saw people talking about it.
Not doubting you or anything.
How dare you! But have you been playing much else?
I've been doing the event stuff, so I mean, we all had Secret Santa Shuffle Race on Gran Turismo 5. And that went really well. I mean, it was recently all our shuffle races have been carnage events, so no rules, just everyone bashing each other out of the way. This one, through demand, was clean racing. So you're bashing each other is frowned upon, and there's a penalty. It's like you get like 5 seconds when you go invisible or whatever. And that went really well. It was a full room. We had to get some substitutes coming in and out because more people wanted to come into it. And I tried to make it Christmassy, so we had some snow tracks. But also for the Yuletide stuff, so I made it all foresty as well, some other tracks.
Yeah.
Just so I'm not religious-ist. Is that a word?
I don't even know, but it is now that you've said it.
Okay.
Yeah. You heard it here first. Religious-ist.
Other than that, I've just been doing the same old, FIFA and that kind of stuff.
Cool. So, Mr. Guest, Joey Dale, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? More Far Cry. So I've been doing Far Cry as Ross has, which I went in with no expectations. That's always my thing. Is when you get really hyped up about a game, like I always find it always falls flat. Regardless, even something like GTA next year, I'm not that hyped up about it, so I'll probably enjoy it more than those people who are really looking forward to it. Far Cry wasn't on my radar at all.
Also try to avoid all trailers and stuff for me.
Exactly. Like Walking Dead is a prime example as well for me. That's my game of the year, without a shadow of a doubt.
My first platinum, that was.
I'm not a trophy hunter.
No, but if you play that game, you complete it. You get a trophy, you get platinum just for completing it. That's what
but you still need to go through and do the other.
Nope, just one
I might need
playthrough.
to check that.
I'm not a trophy hunter, and all I've done was done all the 5 episodes, and then you get a platinum.
I might have a platinum then.
Yeah.
So Far Cry really is what I've been playing, and lots of home, obviously with work. I'm in home quite a bit in the day. We had an event last week that I went to, which is about Z, which I'm sure we'll get onto later. Otherwise, FIFA, not all on the console that I'm of the employers that I'm currently sat in.
There are no other platforms.
Exactly. So yeah, it's that. And on the way down today to the podcast, I was playing some Need for Speed Most Wanted on the Vita on the train.
How are you enjoying that?
I haven't played too much of it because I also have it on console as well. So I've done it quite a bit on there. But the Vita version I got afterwards. And it's not able to sync play for certain reasons. But I'm enjoying it. I think it works really well. It looks great. There's a little less traffic on the roads than the console versions, and the headlights are a bit pixelated when they come towards you. But it's a great port. They've done a great job. And if you've got a Vita and you don't own that game, I would thoroughly recommend picking it up.
It's actually on my Christmas list, so I'm hoping come the 25th I'll unwrap a little
Santa
package.
Claus will bring you Need for Speed Most
Here's
Wanted.
Need for Speed and Assassin's Creed. Enjoy.
It's really good. I would thoroughly recommend that. And that's been about it. It's been a busy week, obviously, with what's happened this week. How about yourself, sir?
That's a really good question. I'm actually racking my brains at the moment to think of something
You've
I
been
played.
playing the trains.
Yeah, playing the trains. Actually, on the trains, I do play a bit of Street Fighter Cross Tekken on the Vita. I'm just playing through the arcade mode as all the different teams now, just picking up some of the cutscenes, just for laughs. It's good fun.
How do the fighters work on the Vita? I'm not a huge fight fan anyway, but
Pretty much exactly the same as the console version.
do you find the buttons are nicely laid out enough for it, and you can pull off the combos, etc.?
Yeah, pretty much. I think that there's rear touchpad controls as well, which I accidentally touch when I'm holding it.
Okay.
So you perform like a launcher, which lets you swap characters by pressing the 2 hard attacks together.
Okay.
I'm sometimes accidentally perform a launcher when I'm not intending to because my hands are big.
Yeah.
It's not a major issue because I could just switch them back if I wanted to. But
And on PlayStation All Stars, you have to touch the screen to pick up the weapon and stuff.
yeah, that can be.
I mean, I played the Vita version first before I played the PS3, so I was used to keep doing that. So when I was playing the PS3, I completely forgot how to, trying to press the screen.
Poking the TV.
That's with All Stars. I've only played PS3 version. Quick again, I'm not a huge fight fan. I like the look of it, but it's not really for me. I'd like to give the Vita a go. I love crossplay. I love the idea of the crossplay stuff, and I think the more titles we see that with,
Yeah, I agree.
the better for everybody.
Of the 2 versions, I prefer the Vita version just because it's just perfect for a handheld. Something you can play in a couple of quick rounds just to knock it out there, just to pass time.
The only concern with the Vita version is when you've got 4 people and they're 2 at one end of the screen, 2 at the other. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult. I had a quick go at Eurogamer.
Here's a pro tip: bring the screen closer to your face. No, I'm kidding.
I feel silly now. I feel silly. Why didn't I think of that?
Apart from that, as ever, I'm running around Arkham City still just because I love the game and I'm happy to play it whenever I want. And I know Joey Dale's frowning here because he doesn't love Arkham City as much as me, and that's his loss.
I don't think anyone loves Arkham City as much as you.
Maybe not. I don't know.
What title did I give it last year? I don't think some Rocksteady people like me. The most overrated game of 2011. I think I called it last year. It's a good game. It's a very good game. It's just not as good as everyone said it was going to be. Because Arkham Asylum was near perfect.
Going back and playing Arkham Asylum, my criticism of that was that when you came across people with guns, you couldn't do anything about it. They would, if you weren't stealthy, they'd kill you straight away. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you watch Batman films or cartoons or read the comics, someone's got a gun, so what? Psh, smoke bomb, bam, take them out.
Okay. I just find the city's too big, and especially when the storyline's about that you have 12 hours to stop something, then you just, but I can go around the city and do what I want and chase the other people.
Yeah, I mean,
it kind of takes away.
That is a fair enough criticism if you're very literal about the amount of time that passes. Then...
Don't get me wrong, it's still a very good game.
Yeah.
I just think it got hyped, like LA Noire, over and above. No wonder I get called miserable. I go back on everything.
Okay, now it's time for our community update. Let's start things off with me this time because I don't ever get to start things. I just want to quickly put a shout out for some of our amazing competitions that are going on at the moment.
Which you forgot.
Okay, no, there's so many, I don't know where to start. Yes. Our first competition is the Far Cry Wish You Were Here competition, where you can win a copy of the game, an island map, and a Vass bobblehead. All you have to do to stand a chance of winning this prize is create a postcard that you feel best represents the islands on Far Cry. We've already had some really good entries. We've had, 10 so far?
I haven't looked. I don't know.
Lost. But we've had about 10 people enter so far, and some of them are really creative, and we've got 3 sets of the prizes to give away, so that'll be something to look forward to.
Certainly.
And our next big competition, which at time of recording hasn't gone live, but it will be live because Bearscough is sorting it out right now. It's our Hitman Absolution Contracts competition. We have set up a community challenge in the Hitman Absolution Contracts mode, and the 5 people that perform best in the challenge will win a Hitman tie clip, the novel Hitman Damnation, I believe it's called, and a signed art book signed by the game's director.
Wow.
So, yes, it's an amazing prize. I love giving away signed stuff because it's just completely unique,
Yeah.
Not a lot of other places tend to give away signed stuff.
As I'm not a member of Sony, can I enter these things? There's one I've entered the Access competition to win the full-size statue of Solid Snake. I really want that, so I'm going to enter everything you guys ever do.
But you know what? I think you are allowed because technically we're not related, are we?
No.
And you don't work for
I wish
Sony.
we were, Cyril. I wish.
That would be lovely, wouldn't it? See each other every Christmas.
Exactly.
And never, ever at any other time. But yeah, to find all of our great competitions, head to community.eu.playstation.com as ever. Okay, now to the main meat of the podcast. We are going to talk about a recent release, the Continuum. Now, Mr. Dale, we've brought you on here in particular to tell us about this because it's actually one of Home's biggest releases.
Yeah, I mean, let's go back to the beginning. I know Rossi tried to explain it last week.
I had no idea what it was actually. So
don't ruin the magic.
Well, of course you do. You now know what it is. You will.
I went into the museum and I watched a video.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do.
And I saw someone impersonating one of those guys.
But were they impersonating?
pretty sure.
Well, you never know. So so PlayStation Home yesterday, first time recording, 4 years old, and Z, the original Z, was something that was fully funded by Sony. It was created by nDreams to kind of promote home. It's a free-to-play game. It was the world's first console-based ARG, which is an alternate reality game. So it takes place within PlayStation Home. There's forum stuff, there's community activity, and also there were some real-world puzzles as well. The big one that stands out, around Europe there were billboards in train stations which were bought up, and each had kind of a huge poster on them with 2 different letters on, pointing people to a website. I think it was zjess.com. So people would go out into the real world to go and find these billboards, to get the letters together, to bring them back to the forums, to the communities, and all work together to get whatever the code was, to put it into the cipher, and that would unlock the next part of the game. It was a live event, which was the great thing from Z, from a player's point of view, is it was live, everything was unique. It was the first time they've ever done anything like it. But from our point of view, especially now with Z Continuum, where we're developing it ourselves, it's not fully funded by Sony. There's a lot more money to throw at it back then. Once the experience had finished and you finished the game, that was it. You couldn't go back and play it. That's one reason why the Z Museum was then born, which you can go to on your navigator in home, because we wanted people to give a taste of what Z was about. And it's been there for kind of 3.5 years now that it's gone, and people have been clamouring for it, and I know internally we've wanted to do it for a long time. It's just sorting out the funding, and Patrick, our CEO particularly, it's just a labour of love for him. He absolutely loves Z. He's wanted to do it since the end of the first one, and now, as of Wednesday, he's managed to do it. So Z Continuum, it's not going to be exactly the same as the original Z. We've been pretty clear with that. We've tried to be as open and honest as possible. There's a lot of huge kind of veterans from the original Z who either have been away from home and have come back for it, or who have kind of been dormant in home and have kind of come up again. Belazir, Uvat, people like that have done that. And we can't do it exactly the same. There are some slightly more single-player elements to it. The first day example is more of a tutorial day. There's a lot of content, but there's still going to be community interactions. There's some stuff out there that hasn't been found yet as of time of recording, which you might need to go and speak to some neighbours who don't speak your language. There's a little hint if you haven't found it just yet.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's the thing. The biggest concern people have had with Z Continuum is, first of all, they now have to pay to enter.
How much is it?
Pounds £5.49 and euros €6.99. Exchange rates, that works about the same. If any American people do end up listening, it's $8.99 there. Again, check the exchange rates, it's absolutely fine. Again, the reason for that is purely for the fact that we have to pay to create the game and do that somehow. I mean, we do have another chapter of Z in the works that we will be releasing next year. If Z Continuum is supported really well, then that money will effectively go towards doing more things from community feedback for the next part of Z. Again, I can understand why people might be a little bit, why do I have to pay for Z? The original one was great. It's just, unfortunately, times have changed. But I think you'll still get a great experience out of Z Continuum. And I think you can see in the forums, I mean, obviously you guys and Ross in particular, in the forums, a bit more than, say, Serum is, but there's been a bit of a hype about it. People are really interested in it.
It sparked back to life again. I mean, we had, like you said, veterans come back from wherever they've been hiding, and they're coming to the Z board and they're posting away now. And
that's the great thing. We've got the Z board back. There's something I was trying hard to get out, and you, Ross, jumped on it and basically got it sorted. So I thank you for that.
No worry. I mean, the community, the more people talking about your Z, and more and more bloody threads kept coming up, which was fine. But I mean, then they wanted a new Z board, and I knew we had one, so I thought just try and bring it back. But normally when we have boards, everyone all across Europe has to have one as well. So in a home meeting, I raised it, and no one else seemed to know what Z was. And They said, oh, I think it's an English one. I said, oh no.
But there is one in France. The French community have just got that. I think Pixel Types has just got that sorted out. And I think Birdie, who's one of the veterans from Z, he's from the French community. He actually learned English through playing the first Z. That's what made him learn English.
That's amazing.
I think it's Birdie 32. I mean, there's some people who they get really into it. I'm really enjoying it so far as well. We've only had one day so far. I've done the second day this morning. But the content, so first day is very heavy on content. Probably after the first few days, probably when you get to listen to this podcast, when this goes out on Saturday, cool. The content might not be as heavy over those 2 days, day 2, day 3. Because we're trying to bring in more of the outside world elements. So there are external websites. There may be some community challenges that involve real world. We can't promise that yet. It's certainly not going to be on the same level as Original Z. It's purely a money thing. But communities have started talking to each other again. The US people come into the EU boards, EU go to the US. The French guys are interacting with the English people, and that to me is what Z is about, and that is the essence of Z for me.
Yes.
It's the community interaction. Okay, the game's going to be slightly different, you might do a bit more of it by yourself, but that doesn't stop you going in and talking about the game, talking about what you think's happening, talking about little clues.
I mean, today we were trying to find the fragments around the city.
Think of them as like secret packages in Grand Theft Auto or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't know what they were. I tried to find one because I saw Envisager found them, and I thought it was just making it. I thought it was,
you thought he was tugging your tail.
Yeah, but I started thinking perhaps these fragments are just one fragment here, and whoever gets it is first come first serve. But someone posted a map of some of the things, a spoiler tag on the forum of where they're located, or some of them located, and there they were. So it is for.
Yeah. There are a certain number a day, and I think you'll see that. You'll see a lot of spoiler tags used on the forums.
Make sure you put the spoiler tags in there.
Yeah, there's some people that get quite irate when you don't. I did it yesterday actually. I posted something. I was like,
ban him.
Quick, back in, edit.
Where's the ban hammer?
But yeah, I mean, like I said for Z, I mean, I can understand people don't really want to pay for it. They want it to be free. I'd love it to be free, but we need to pay for development costs.
How far can you get being free, using just the free stuff?
When you go into Continuum, you have the bit where you're falling into the Continuum. There's a little puzzle and a little bit of chasing goes on. Then you get to a paywall effectively. So you get to see a bit of Continuum. You get to see a nice cutscene.
You don't get to see the city.
No, you get to see the outside of the city. So we'll see. I mean, there's some elements in there that I think could really kick off and are great for the community stuff. So the battle game that's in there. I'll get told off by Patrick for this. It's like a card-based battle system, turn-based battle game that you can actually play single player as some missions. So one of the day's missions will be a battle mission, but you can play that multiplayer against other people. There's leaderboards. There's a place called Snow Crash in the Continuum where you go and you play multiplayer. I had a few games this morning. It's a little bit empty at the moment. I think after the weekend, I think it will pick up a little bit more. But I'm going to organise that's why I want the Z parties to be held, any Z community meetups. So those who have Z, go to Snow Crash, let's get in there. So you can chat, you can play multiplayer game if you want, and if you don't like the battle system, because not everything's for everybody, then you can just chat and have a good time. We can get some Running Man trains around Snow Crash like they did for the original Z. In the original Z, I can't remember the name of where Z was, in the Alpha Zones.
Cool.
That's really about it. I mean, I think people will buy it. If you want something new, you want something different, if you're someone who listens to this who is someone who goes to the Far Cry events, who goes to the racing events, the community events, like, I would say you give it a go. Think of it as just a PSN title. I think that's more what it is. The fact that you need to go into home to use it, it's just a platform for it to go on. I think it's worth everyone's attention. It's not a huge amount of money.
I've been enjoying it so far, and it's on day 2
yeah,
so far.
And that's the thing. I mean, if the original one, as we said, was live, so if you missed a day, you missed a day. You missed that content. Whereas this, if you are away for a weekend and you don't get on home, then you can catch up to where the live game is
at your own pace.
Yeah. So in 6 months' time, if you haven't played Z Continuum, then you can go and pick it up in 6 months' time and play through it all. You will miss some of the live events, some live community events that happen, and some live riddles, but you can play through it in 6 months' time if you wanted to.
Yeah, which is, I think that's probably the most appealing thing about it, because I didn't use home when Z was first around, so I knew nothing about it until you showed me the museum.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, but I wanted to do that! Oh, I missed out forever.
And that's where a lot of people have come. A lot of people said, oh, I've heard so much about Z and I'm glad I get to experience it. The veterans keep going on about Z. It's kind of a home legend, I think. And even not, I think, Jane on the PlayStation 3, it was one of the most innovative things at the time.
Oh, I missed it about it as well, to be honest. I missed the first one.
A lot of people have. I mean, there's been a lot of people, especially a lot of the forum users actually, I think, have been people who have been around from the start and either came in as it was happening or played the whole thing. So it's people outside kind of the home boards that, for me, I'd love them to come and have a go. I think we'll get some great feedback from the people who play it and the people on the home boards. And I want the feedback. I mean, if there's things you don't like about it, then I want to know, because I said we are making a second chapter. And if there's things we can do to improve that experience, then we will. We want to. That's what we want to do with all of our home stuff. I realise I've been talking for a while.
No, keep going.
But that's the thing. I mean, like I said, it's a great experience. It's about community. It's about people coming together. Yes, there will be single player elements to it, but it doesn't stop you chatting to people and talking about what you think's happening, what's going on. There are, like I said, there are going to be clues that you will not have seen yet. Whether that's in the Continuum, whether that's in forums, whether that's on social networks.
Well, the latest thing going on about there's graffiti on the walls. Something written about, I don't know, I'm not a spoiler on here, but there's something about
spoilers.
But I'm not going to elaborate. I'll get hunted down if I ever say anything about the story. I haven't actually read the script.
So I can't make you spill your beans or anything.
No, I intentionally haven't read the script. Or play tested it myself too much. That's what we've got QA for, that's what Sony QA's for, because I wanted to join in with the people playing it. Yes, I will know bits and pieces about it, and I'll know some of the riddles and things, but I wanted to join in and play it along with everybody else. Because I didn't experience Z. When I came to nDreams, that's the first I'd really heard of it. I know as soon as I saw the videos, I was like, oh man, I want to play that. So that's what I'm doing. So you can find me on PSN, nDreams_Joey. I think my friends list is racking up quite a few, so I'll have to do some cleaning up at some point. But feel free to add me, even if you just want to have a chat about the game, if you're not sure about it, or if you have feedback, then please just get in touch.
Or if they want to get detailed spoiler information, then they can call you up.
Don't come to me, because I don't know the spoilers intentionally, so I don't give them away. Like I said, I think Belazir warned me at one point to make sure I don't give away any spoilers.
Does he work for nDreams?
No, Belazir doesn't.
I'm never too sure. He's a bit.
Belazir does not. That's a great thing. I mean, so the main character that you're kind of chasing in the Continuum is Eat Flaming Death.
That's the guy who I saw, but it had an underscore after it.
That's one thing. I mean, the veterans, the Z veterans, go about how they're great at solving puzzles. Well, I've seen that there's a few things they've missed already, and they're still figuring out who's real, who's fake. I mean, there's someone on the forum called Axiom Nexus. There's some Twitter handles that kind of have EFD in them, so people are still trying to figure out who's real, who's fake, and it's part of the game. It's part of it, and I think I'm really looking forward to it. So it's going to be 47 days worth of content if you play live, including then you've got the multiplayer battle game as well, which you can play whenever you want. And then you just got, generally the Continuum is the biggest space in home. And the apartment that you get when you purchase Z Continuum, that will be, after time, the biggest apartment in home. There are things that unlock, the rest of the areas of that apartment unlock as you play the game. There are certain challenges you can complete, or they're story-based, and it's huge. I was looking at the final thing, once you unlocked everything the other day on the sandbox, and it's absolutely huge. Which
I don't think mine is at the moment, though.
No, you've got the initial bit
slope going up.
Yeah, if you play like the multiplayer game a bit, you get an extra bit added. There's certain things for like walking around 10k around the Continuum, which is easy to do.
Can you track how far you have walked? Or?
Yeah, if you go into your apartment, you go to your like cipher. Yeah. On there is a stats bit that tells you how far you've walked, how many missions you've done, how many fragments you've collected. There's all those stats are there. Which is nice, which I don't think many home games have done in terms of telling you what you're doing, and it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see.
It's been leaderboards, but I mean...
Yeah, the leaderboards are in Snow Crash. But the great thing about Z is that I know we've had a few issues with loading times the first couple of days, which we're trying to sort out if we can. But the Continuum and Snow Crash and Axiom HQ, I'm not sure, Ross, if you've been to those places yet, they're all in one scene. They are all one scene. If you were to take a special camera...
I don't know, I quite remember.
So Axiom is the kind of you go inside, and you go through the Continuum, and it's an inside area with like computer terminals.
Oh yes, there's a big round underneath the pillar.
They are actually inside the Continuum scene. So if you were to get one of the special debug cameras that pulled out and go back as far as you want, you will actually see that is underneath the Continuum. You can pull that out, whereas usually things like that would be in a different scene. So you would have to download that scene and go to that scene. Whereas this is more streaming stuff, which is really cool. Going from the apartment to the Continuum, we've had a few issues with that, with only a couple of people, but we're trying to sort that out as well. Okay. So it's good, it's out now. I would recommend going to purchase it. That's the marketing spiel. I'm really enjoying it already. And I think hopefully the home guys know I'm pretty honest with them.
Yeah.
If I wasn't enjoying it, I would probably say something. But I am, so that's a good thing, I suppose.
Yeah. So that's about it from all of us. All that's left to say is thank you, LordRoss, for turning up.
Thank you very much.
And Mr. Joey Dale, thank you.
Thank you. If one can I just do a quick plug?
Of course you can.
Not for nothing that's not work related. Don't get me wrong. So if you want to add me on PSN, nDreams_Joey. The whole social media stuff. So Twitter is @nDreamers. It's Facebook is facebook.com/nDreamers. And we also have a newsletter as well, which keeping people up to date. You can find that link on our Facebook page. So feel free to come and join us.
Website as well, or?
We do. I'm not pushing people there. Most updates will come through Facebook, and Twitter, and in Home, and through Aurora as well.
So that's about it for the episode. Let's get out of here. Well, this will be a nice little jingle section then.
Just go and hold the speaker up to the microphone.
Yeah.
Speaker to the microphone? No, other way around.
I'll go grab the speaker and pull it down here. Why does this not work?